Welcome to Butter Legs. We don't always get things right, but we're real good triers.
We watch movies and make music inspired by the experience. Fair warning, there are spoilers.
We oftentimes talk about mature subjects, and we say dirty words while we're at it.
Here we go! Hi, Butter Leggings. I'm Jay.
Ho, ho, ho! Hi, Butter Leggings. I'm the Jolly Sin.
And I'm Alex.
Today's episode is our secret holiday episode.
Secret.
We're just gonna say it's Secret Christmas and Secret New Year's.
Happy holidays.
And today we're gonna be talking about the movie Colorado Christmas.
It's a good one. Pause and go watch it real quick, then come back to us if you haven't seen it.
It's not even that it's bad. It's really frustrating. It's a frustrating movie to watch.
Because you feel like it's about to be good.
Or I feel like it's about to be about music, and it never is, and it's very frustrating. And nothing happens the way it really happens in real life, and it's just very frustrating.
The leading role, the leading man in it was he was so handsome though.
He was not. He was very round. His head was a circle. He was kind of like a snowman. His head was a circle, and then he had a body circle, and then he had a little foot circle.
You know what's funny is the song that I wrote for this movie, one of my original lyrics was, I look like a snowman. And then Alex in chat said that he looks like an onion, and I thought that was the funniest comment. So I put that in my song, and spoilers, Alex also put that in his song.
I did.
But all the credit for that one goes to Alex. I thought it was just so funny that I had to use it as well.
We did play it. We did even play it.
I'm an onion.
I have a story.
Okay.
This is an embarrassing story. Do we have any jingle for embarrassing stories?
Oh, like
intro music for
like minor improvements.
I guess I can let's do this as a minor improvement. I got a minor improvement. Minor improvements. Okay, so this is just a minor improvement. I should just not do this anymore. So there was this guy. So I had sometimes at that job of mine, I have a guitar strapped to my back in a little gig bag case. And and there was an elderly gentleman at that place of mine that I work in, old Soggy Bottom Valley Municipal Park for people. There's an elderly gentleman there. He's like, "You play guitar, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, sometimes." And he was like, "Oh, I used to play a little bit, and I used to sing too."
Oh.
And I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "Yeah, that was before the throat surgery." I was like, "Oh." And he proceeded to point at little scars on his neck, and he's like, "They took my throat innards and they moved them over a little bit, and they worked on my neck meat." It was neck meat surgery, I guess. But it affected his vocals, too, for a while. He wasn't sure if he could talk ever again. And that's not the funny part. The funny part is where...
No, that's not the funny part.
The funny part's where I make an ass of myself, because he gets done with that story. And I was like, well, I'm glad you're talking to me at least. And sorry you can't sing anymore, but at least you can communicate. And he's like, yeah. And then he holds out his fist. I was like, oh, this... elderly guy's going to try the fist bump. I don't even do that with the youths, but I guess I'll give him a fist bump. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, and then they operated on my wrist here. And I was like, oh, we weren't fist bumping, were we? We were.
Oh, my God.
I was embarrassed.
Wow.
I thought I didn't want to leave him hanging. But no, he had more stories about the surgeries. So minor improvement. Don't do that.
Okay.
And then he winks at you very obviously, and it's like, is this another surgery?
That's why you're going to do, though. I mean, it was clearly, it looked like a fist bump.
I always get the fist bump wrong. Like, so at the gym that Jay and I go to, like at least 3 times a week, at least my trainer, I think your trainer does it too. At the end of the workout, they want to be like, good job. And my trainer always does the fist bump. And I'm real bad at the fist bump. And I miss like half the time. And like I'm trying to be cool anyway, because my trainer's like all of like 20 years old and I'm like old. And I'm like, I want to be cool. I don't want to be some old fogey. And every time that happens, I'm like, I'm suddenly reduced to being like a grandma because I can't fist bump.
You should just slap his fist.
I always feel real dumb.
Oh, and happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's my birthday. Kind of. It was. Yep. Happy holidays.
This is our secret birthday episode.
Oh, yeah. Secret birthday episode. All the holidays. This movie, I don't want to go through all the plot points, but I do just want to say it's one of those typical kind of Hallmarky type holiday movies where, there's this love interest and they're in a town and there's these play on words with Christmas. But the problem with this one is they chose a topic that they weren't quite prepared to live up to. They didn't choose like, oh, this guy wanted to be a pharmacist and they could like, I don't know, build a little fake pharmacy counter and, his name is like Dr. Love or some shit like that. They chose music, right? Yeah, they chose music with a guy. This guy's supposed to be a famous, international famous country music star.
Yeah.
And he can't sing or play guitar very well.
The woman in this movie, her name is Melody.
Of course it is.
Melody has a master's in music, and this is both important and not important at all.
Not important.
She has a master's in music, and by chance, she meets country music superstar Johnny Colorado in a grocery store.
Because he was buying oatmeal.
Mm-hmm. Johnny Colorado, as Sid said, he's biggest country music star in the world, but dude can't hardly sing. And we barely get to hear any music at all from him. We'll talk about what little we do get to hear later. But I like the way that they introduce Johnny Colorado because they show him on tour. He is about to go on stage and like at a huge arena, and some guy comes up and he's like, "You gotta call home. Your dad's sick or something." And Johnny's like, okay, and just leaves, doesn't do the show. And everybody's like, where are you going? He's like, going home.
Going to Colorado.
So he goes home, and he doesn't like the food at home, so he goes to the grocery store to buy oatmeal and has a really long conversation with the girl there about which oatmeal to buy. Mm-hmm. The grocery store is real small. Like, think like a 7-Eleven or something. It's not a big place. And they're standing there like looking at oatmeal and stuff. And then Johnny Colorado and Melody and Melody's daughter, they all walk like 10 feet to the right. And Johnny Colorado is like, "Oh, hey, it's you again."
Where have you been? I kind of lost track of you in the store.
Which was obviously a green screen. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
With like stock footage of bread on a shelf.
So speaking of the camera work in this movie, there's quite a few camera shots of like drones. That they have this house
from drones.
Yeah, from drones. And like the drone is showing the outside of the house, and the drone is like lifting up. But if you look closely during the movie, sometimes you can see the drone flying around in the background.
They're real good.
This movie's good. It's a little bit. It's better than Birdemic.
It's on par with Birdemic. I'll say that.
Mm-hmm. I think if this crew had tried to make monster effects or anything, they would have been Birdemic level.
Yeah, the acting's very much Birdemic level, I would say.
The lines were a little bit like on the level of Birdemic.
Yeah, highly recommend watching this movie. I mean, seriously, just because of the singular musical performance, it's worth the movie. Mm-hmm. What was your favorite part, Alex?
My favorite part was when he finally gets to his dad's house and he's talking to his brother like in the living room, and he's like, what was wrong with Dad? And his brother's like, oh, he just had, a mini stroke. He's like, and Johnny Colorado's like, mini stroke, like a mini heart attack. If that makes it any better. It's like, yeah, it does make it a little bit better. That's the
point of it being mini. What about you, JJ?
So my favorite part is pretty much the only music that Johnny Colorado actually performs during this movie. So Melody and Johnny Colorado, they go to a local restaurant, which is owned by Johnny's uncle, which is a detail that doesn't matter, but they make a big deal out of it.
Yes, it does. It does matter.
Uncle Wes. Uh-huh. And they're just sitting there having their date, and all of a sudden Johnny Colorado's like, okay, time for me to go play the happy birthday song.
Out of everything. It was so weird. I mean, there's a whole thing that leads up to why they chose Happy Birthday. Like, he's like, you can make any song into a country hit. And she's like, oh yeah, like what? And he's like Happy Birthday song. But it's like they could have chosen, I don't know, anything else.
Yeah. So I got a clip from this part.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
It was also funny. He grabs what's clearly an electric guitar. He's like, let me strum a little bit. And he's like, it's clearly acoustic sounding.
Yeah. So yeah, they're in this place, and as Sin mentioned, she's like, prove it. And I left in the early part of the clip where she's like, put your money where your mouth is, and then I'm going to make everybody sit through the silent awkwardness as Johnny stumbles up to the stage.
Oh, dear God.
Here we go.
Put your money where your mouth is, Johnny Colorado.
All right. Hey, Dirk, you got room for one more back there?
Yeah, John, come on up.
It's like, get up there.
God.
Get his footing. Needs to get his footing.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh, God. It's so
Happy
bad.
birthday to you.
It's also worth noting, he's up there, and the rest of the band is up there too. There's a drummer, there's a bass player, he's got a guitar. They're all pretending to play their instruments at that point in the song. But as you can tell, you can't hear any instruments yet.
There's no.
They forgot to put them in or record them wrong or something. And the few times that you do hear it, as Alex said, it's an acoustic guitar, but he's holding an electric guitar in the movie. Mm-hmm. I also got another clip from later in the song. I think the stage direction from the director to the crowd that he's playing to was like, clap to the music. And
To the music of Happy Birthday.
yeah, and so these 8 people that are in this crowd,
The eight Johnny Colorado super
Can
fans.
you imagine?
they took that direction 8 different ways. And,
So
and
famous.
some are clapping to the beat a little bit, some are not. Some are just randomly clapping like hooray. And there's even one person, you might be able to catch it real quick. He says, "Great job."
He's so famous.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'm a producer's nephew. Can you imagine having that level of talent?
Well, speaking of which, let's hear one of our songs.
Yeah, let's do it.
Should we spin the wheel, see who goes first?
It's gonna be Alex.
It's gonna be me. I'm good at this.
It's always Alex.
Oh,
It's always Alex. It's
Me.
always
I
Alex.
ain't making this up, folks.
It's always
Hey,
Alex.
Wow.
no fooling butter leggings. I'm good. The wheel.
Alex, tell us all about your song.
My song's about that onion head of a celebrity that is Johnny Colorado. So this is a in reference to the heart-to-heart he had with his dad toward the end of the movie, where his dad's like, "You gotta keep that one. She stayed up with your horse all night." So this one's called "Kept My Horse Upright."
Oh, my old dad in Colorado sat me down and said, "Don't let her go, 'cause you only get one." This was so wise, and if I could act, I'd have tears in my eyes. My big dumb horse, who's clearly fine, stayed up all night with that gal of mine. She is the one, it's clear to see. Kept my horse upright, she's the one for me. Gave her a ticket, 'twas VIP, to my big dumb show no one ever sees. She is the one, it's clear to see. Kept my horse upright, she's the one for me. It was implied, told never said. She seems okay with my onion head, and she can cope with my massive fame. All 12 of my fans, this celebrity gang, she is the one, it's clear to me. Kept my horse upright, she's the one for me. Kept my horse upright, she's the one for me.
That was awesome.
Thank you.
Very funny.
I thought that so for as simple and like simpleton like this movie is, it's also at the same time very confusing. like I can't keep up with what melodies. Okay. This is so frustrating. So Melody has a degree in music. At the beginning of the movie, she gets offered her dream job.
Well, let's also make sure that it's established that when we first see her, her profession is she is a nurse, and we see her taking care of people, including Johnny Colorado's dad. But yeah, she gets offered this job.
Right. She gets offered this job that we never see her go back to. And then there's this whole, like, she wrestles with this, should I take this job? No one's keeping her from taking just take the fucking job. Like, it's so strange. Like, what is the conundrum? I'm just not understanding where the strife was in making the decision, other than she wanted to not take the, I don't know. Anyway,
she does accept the job eventually.
Yeah, so we see her accepting the job and then continuing to be a nurse like the whole time. It's very strange. Like, they never show her interacting with students as a music teacher. But then I have a lot of just really favorite parts of this movie. But then when this horse gets sick, supposedly, I think it's really funny that the stable person, the person working in the stable with the horses, that is their trained profession, goes to Melody, the music teacher who is a nurse, and wants to confirm the illness that has come upon this horse and what the course of action for the treatment should be. Mm-hmm. To Melody, who's like a home health care worker / music teacher. And she gives him the fucking, like, she's like, yeah, he needs to stand up all night. We can't let him lay down. It's like, how do you know that? How does this person know this? It's so interesting. How do they know that? So good job on that, Alex. That's what I was going to go. I was tying this all back to the fact that part, like keeping your horse upright, it's such a weird part of the movie. Like, why is that a thing?
And he did seem okay.
Yeah, the horse was completely fine.
He was like, what? What's going on?
I also think it's funny that they said you got to keep him up all through the night, but it was really hard because of poor filming. You couldn't tell. It's like, is it day? Is it night? Is it the next day? Is it that night? I can't tell because they're only filming during the day because they don't have like the equipment to film at night. Yeah. It's like really funny.
It felt more like later on that morning.
Yeah, totally.
The lighting is pretty darn funny in this movie. There's one scene where Johnny Colorado is talking to the singer who is with him in his band. Her character's name is Sierra, and they're talking back and forth in his office, and I'm just constantly distracted, but because behind him through the window is just this blinding light of the sun. You can't see, it's supposed to be like a view to outside, but it just looks like, I don't know, it's
just glare. So he looks like he's like come down from heaven,
yeah,
Johnny Colorado.
It looks like he's like, welcome to my office. It's just outside of purgatory.
Oh yeah, nothing ever came of that touching piano song she adapted from one of his songs that we really never heard much of.
Right.
Yeah, he had been workshopping that song that had 2 chords in it.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, let me play the exact same thing on piano and just kind of go dinkle-dinkle a little bit.
And he was like, oh my God, that's beautiful. It's like, those 2 chords are beautiful. With no vocals.
Then they jammed on it.
What about your song, JJ?
I had a couple ideas. Thought about maybe making a Christmas type song, or like a traditional one. But then I thought, well, maybe I'll make something original. So
Regional.
So here's what I came up with. Johnny Colorado Show. Here we go. If you like my oatmeal, then you're VIP to the Johnny Colorado Show.
No. You are not going to take a Rod Stewart song again. No.
Uh-oh, I just got a message from Rodney Stewart's lawyers.
Did they get their lawyer boners happening?
Lawyer Rod.
They've been watching me. I guess that song was a little too close to a Rod Stewart song.
If you're a little bit confused about what we're talking about, you better go listen to our previous episode, Better Leggings.
Boy, as soon as I'm done running through that corn, I'm going to come get you. That's how Rod Stewart talks now.
Okay. Oh my God. Do you have an actual Johnny Colorado song, Jay?
I do.
That was really funny, Jay did. It threw me off. I was like, wait a second.
I can't help but notice that most of the dialogue in this movie is just small talk. I was trying to capture that feeling of there's nothing going on in this movie, and just like Sin was saying earlier, it's one of the most frustrating movies you could possibly watch. You just wish and hope for just anything to happen, and they just don't let you have a single damn thing. Here we go. This is called I Just Hope That Something's Gonna Happen.
Hey, nice to meet you. I am buying oatmeal. Which one should I get? Hey, nice to see you. I'm still buying oatmeal and a loaf of bread. Hey, you're my father's nurse. Now you are a teacher, and now you are a nurse. Hey, you say you play piano. I sort of play guitar. My brother's over there. Isn't it the best? It's all really stupid. I just hope that something's gonna happen. Hey, I can ride a horse. I need to go on tour. Now I'll go back home. Hey, let's go to a restaurant. Happy birthday to you. I look like an onion. Isn't it the best? It's already stupid. I just hope that something's gonna happen.
Cool. 9-Inch Nailsy.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Very Christmassy.
I like the buying oatmeal part. Shows you how exciting this movie is.
You really like the heart, don't you? You remember that line?
What? No.
Oh. She picked the heart healthy one, and he was like, you really like the heart, don't you?
That's right. I forgot about that.
It was touching.
Hey, we got to talk about the VIP ticket.
Oh, shit. Yeah. That may be, I didn't get asked what my favorite part was.
Oh, yes. What is your favorite part?
That might be it, because I remember screaming at the TV when this was happening. Because not only am I just an adult in the real world and know that this isn't how things work, I also have worked in music venues, have owned a music venue, am now part of the event industry. So all these things inform me to know that this is not how any of this works. So Johnny Colorado, trying to impress Melody, hands her, as they're walking around the farm or ranch, hands her this printed off of his, Epson inkjet printer at home, this thing that says just like VIP, Johnny Colorado. And he's like, this is an all-access backstage pass to any Johnny Colorado show you want to see in the world. And she's just like, okay. It's like, that would never happen. You can't, even if you are the star, even if you were, I don't know, Prince, that wouldn't work because you don't
own every venue in the world.
Yeah, you don't own every venue. Like, the distance between the person at the door and Prince is like, there's 1,000 things that happen in between those transactions. There's no way for them to be like, oh yeah, I'm sure this is the Johnny Colorado printed off from his Epson inkjet printer one, not someone else who did this.
Yeah.
It was very frustrating.
And they made no effort at all to try to even make that thing look like an actual ticket or anything. You know, like, they could have at least put like a barcode or something that, you know, like somebody could have scanned at the front door, but it's just like a picture of his face, like, hey.
And it says VIP, and it's like on regular, just like copy paper. It's not even on like cardstock.
Yeah, it's like, you'll have to cut off the rest of that 8.5 by 11 paper. Ticket part's only the very top.
Can you imagine having the clout of Johnny Colorado?
Oh my God.
What a legend.
I don't know what you two thought about the letter to Sierra, but I thought the letter to Sierra was a pretty funny plot point because Johnny Colorado writes this letter to the singer in his band. He's like, hey, I don't like you, Sierra. And Sierra puts Melody's name on it, so Melody thinks it's to her.
In front of Johnny Colorado. That's the part I didn't understand.
And Melody finds the letter later, and, you know, obviously it says like, I don't like you, signed Johnny Colorado or something like that. And she's like, Johnny, this hurt my feelings. And this is like the biggest point of drama in the entire movie.
Yes.
Like, the thing that they could have had the most tension about at all. And she's like, Johnny, you hurt my feelings. You wrote this letter. And Johnny's like, nuh-uh. And she's like, oh, okay.
Oh, I forgot about another part that I really loved about this movie. Mm-hmm. Prominent feature in the movie was the decor of Johnny Colorado's home. Mm-hmm. So they're supposedly in Colorado. I don't even know that they are. They're supposedly in Colorado. They are ranchers, I guess. They have horses and shit. And he was a bull rider. Wasn't that the whole thing? Like, he was once a bull rider? Oh, am I making that up?
The actor was.
I don't remember hearing that, but
didn't they go to the rodeo? Am I confusing this with another movie?
I think you might be thinking of Twisters.
I am. I'm thinking of Twisters. Whoops.
I was like, stuff happened in this movie?
I totally forgot. Okay, so they didn't go to the rodeo, but they obviously have like this ranch out in Colorado and these horses and all this shit. But inside their house, inside their home, it is decorated with saddles. There's multiple saddles in the house. And when they go to decorate for Christmas, upon the mantle of this prestigious home, they've got old cowboy boots lined up across the mantle. Like, that's the decor. It's like a tack room. I don't know if you don't know what a tack room is, but it's like where you like store horse things and cow things and saddles and bridles and all that stuff. Their house looks like a tack room. And yet, I mean, Johnny Colorado supposedly has a lot of money. And this is a big house, but it's decorated like a barn.
I also thought it was funny because whenever they're doing the Christmas decorations, they just put tinsel on top of the cowboy boots.
Oh my God. They're like, looks good. Ain't nothing weird about this at all. This isn't weird. My song talks about that. I do know that.
Tell us more about your song.
My song is kind of a old-timey trying to sound like an old-timey country song with a lot of twang in it. And it's just my Christmas card to all the fans out there of Colorado Christmas. Enjoy.
Well, it's a Colorado Christmas, but probably not at all. For one thing, on December 25th was the first time that we saw snowfall. Johnny Colorado was a big country music star, but he could barely sing Happy Birthday in tune at a local bar. His love interest was a complicated girl. She had a confusing career. Sometimes she was a music teacher, and sometimes she'd wipe old people's rears. There's very little music in this movie based on that thing. Here's to wishing you a very Colorado Christmas that was obviously filmed in the spring. Unsurprisingly, her name is Melody. How apropos. Kinda like in the Lifetime movies when the flower shop owner's name is Rose. Why is Johnny's house decorated like it's an actual barn? They have one right outside. There's no reason to prove how country they are. His love interest was a complicated girl. She had a confusing career. Sometimes she was a music teacher, and sometimes she'd wipe old people's rears. There's very little music in this movie based on that thing. Here's to wishing you a very Colorado Christmas that was obviously filmed in the spring. Here's to wishing you a very Colorado Christmas that was obviously filmed in the spring.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, thank you.
Wiping old people's rear. It's funny.
The December thing and the spring thing is in December. It is more than likely snowy in Colorado. It would be odd for, especially the end of December, it would be odd for it not to be. And the whole time it's like green. All the grass is green. It's bright and sunny. There's not there's days and days and days and days that go by. It never snows until Christmas when this obviously fake snow comes down. So I just thought that was also a funny thing about Colorado Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she says, "Oh, is it snowing?" and you're like, "It's clearly not."
And also, it's like, why would you, in Colorado, you wouldn't question, is it snowing? You know how to identify snow. It's not foreign to you.
The fuck is that? Well, near the end of the movie, I think the one thing that kind of, I don't know, puts a little bow on top of this little Christmas gift that is Colorado Christmas, they are all standing together in the kitchen, and they all have their mugs of like hot cocoa or whatever, and the dad or grandpa, however you want to call him, I don't know, he looks over and, Melody, this house has needed a woman's touch for a long time.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. He got all weird about it.
He got all weird. He's talking for a really long time making this toast. If you look closely, while he's talking, there's if you look at their coffee cups, there's bugs crawling around on their
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. They're crawling in and out of those cups.
During that part, did you see the expression on Johnny Colorado's face? Me neither, because he was expressionless the whole movie.
I was about to say, is it pretty much the same as the rest of the movie?
I almost feel like this movie could completely have been AI created, and I wouldn't question it.
I mean, Alex brings up a good point. He's basically just the smiley emoji.
So handsome.
Oh my God.
It's so funny that they're trying to make him out to be such a heartthrob, too.
I know, the neighbor. So there's this neighbor that reappears several times during the movie.
Oh, yeah, I
and
forgot about her.
she's just
neighbor
got-
Julie.
She's just all hot in the pants for Johnny Colorado, and that's all she can talk about. It's just like,
Yeah.
have you seen Johnny Colorado? Hey, God, I don't know. So weird. So weird.
And she's always standing on her porch. Like, there's the one scene she's like at a table.
Well, this is a Christmas gift that I hope doesn't keep giving, and I hope I don't have to visit it again anytime soon.
Now, that same actor that played Johnny Colorado is in another movie, a Christmas
About
movie.
Christmas.
It's called A Very Dairy Christmas. And maybe that could be next year's Secret Christmas.
Well-
We're just gonna follow the career of Onion.
Oh, Britt. His name is Britt.
Does A Very Dairy Christmas happen in Wisconsin?
I don't know.
We should find out. No, we shouldn't. We shouldn't worry about it.
Well, I think one thing that is worth noting on along that same vein is that this group, this actor, this director, and probably the whole rest of the crew, they're all kind of in it together doing this
Ooh.
formula. If
They all go to church together.
so, probably
They're in the same Bible study group.
There's a definite Mormon vibe going on to
Yeah,
this whole movie, by the way.
Totally.
The director, Elgin something, he pumped out, let's see, 5 movies this year in 2024. So not including Colorado Christmas. That one came out in 23. So in addition to Colorado Christmas, 5 more movies.
Oh.
And as Alex noted, We Wish You a Dairy Christmas. That's one of them. Take a listen to these other titles. A Merry Little Christmas. Mary is spelled Mary.
Okay.
From Christmas with Love. Christmas Cards. And then also Merry Birthday, Happy Christmas.
Oh my God. Wow.
5 stars, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Out of 10.
Do you two know what our next episode is?
Alien.
That's right. It's,
Oh, Alien.
yeah, Alien and Aliens.
From all of us here at the Butter Legs, we're wishing all of our butter leggings happy holidays. We hope you have a great new year.
The best.
That's right. Merry birthday, happy Christmas. Send us a message at hello@butterlegspodcast.com.
And you can also always check out all of our episodes and news at butterlegspodcast.com.
One more thing about Dairy Christmas.
Meeting adjourned.